Hey guys, ArchieLuxury live streaming today. How are you? We got the bear in the house. Bear Clooney in the house. Bear Clooney. And I gotta tell you, very, very interesting. I made a video reply to Timepiece, gentlemen. Uploaded it yesterday. Got the bear's approval. I got the good fellas to approve it. Then I made it live, and it's doing very well. So if you get a chance, jump on the ArchieLuxury channel and see that video there. I gotta tell you, gotta tell you guys. I also did another unboxing. Another Hermes unboxing has been released over there. Go and take a look. It's a bit of a. It's an unboxing, but hey, Marco, how are you?
Love you, Arch. How are you?
What's going on, man? Tell me what's going on.
Life is beautiful. We love life, Arch. You know, we got MGP.
Ooh. I was on Mr. Two's show last night.
I saw that.
I saw you.
Yeah.
You were by yourself at first, huh?
Yeah, I came on there. I had to cook dinner for the kids, but yeah, I just thought I'd throw my
that
hat
wrap
out.
looked amazing.
Yeah, the problem is I'm eating 4. I eat 4 of the bloody things, so I'm not actually losing any weight. They're delicious. It's that sauce. You know what the calories? It's the sauce. You know, you know,
ranch
like
dressing?
Yeah, it's actually Caesar salad dressing. It's in.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
You know, it's
That's the way you do it.
Arch, why don't you get like a 0-calorie one? Like.
No.
Yes.
0.
Arch,
That's like ice cream.
So great.
Why don't you get 0-calorie ice cream? Tried that. It's like eating foam. Showcase
today, boys?
Hey, Arch, how you doing?
Showcase. I just want to say, man, Showcase, congratulations on the Panda.
Spell that out.
Absolutely. Your collection, I got to tell you, man, I could look at your photo of your collection for hours, man. I just think you have absolutely nailed it. It's bigger than the sum of the parts. Does that make sense?
Yep,
It is
thank you.
And I got to tell you, man, I'm just going to call that photo up there. I'm just going to bring it up now.
Arch, would you say it's an amazing Rolex collection for a Rolex man? A proper Rolex man?
Look, the only thing is I've got to say to you, Showcase, okay, let me say this. I'm not going to admit this publicly. This is just between you and me because no one's watching. I'd keep the 3861. I actually, the bracelet's a little bit, it's different, but I actually think it's cooler. I think it's cooler, okay?
It's the better watch. It is the better watch, but I'm a bit nerdy about the whole NASA thing.
But why would you be bothered selling it?
It's only because I'm a bit nerdy about the NASA thing. That's the top and bottom of it. The 1861. It is the NASA. You know, it is the NASA watch. It is the one that, you know, went to space. The 3861 will never go into space. I'm just a bit more nerdy about the 1861, but the 3861 is the better watch. I will say that it is the better watch.
Just keep it. Who could be bothered? You're going to sell it and then buy this back. Just keep what you got, man. I love it. Look, sometimes it's fate. Let me explain it to you, okay? If you wish too hard, sometimes it'll come true. Like I said, you know what? Tactical head lamp with strap, $10. Okay, first luxury watch. Breguet Type 20. 2. Rolex Datejust or JJ Revision. I got to tell you, man, go for the Rolex. And I would go Rolex Steel Sports. Rolex Steel Sports. Nothing wrong with a Datejust, but I would probably go for a Milgauss, an Air King, Explorer 1, a no-date sub. I would try and get a Steel Sport. Sorry, it's going to be better value. I'm just telling you, man. I'm sorry. This is what go to David SW. Just pay the piper, get it. Showcase. It's like your Explorer 2. I didn't necessarily want a polar. Actually, I was looking for a black. But the universe brought me a polar. I said to my friend who sourced this for me, I wouldn't mind an Explorer 2. I was offered the Pole. Okay, you understand sometimes in life the universe brings it to you. We can't just I think you're getting too fussy. Like, you've got an amazing collection. Just keep the Speedy. It's beautiful. If I had the new Speedy, I actually kind of like the bracelet is more effeminate. I kind of like it. Okay, I hated it. Now I actually like it. So don't flip it, please. Showcase. The universe gave that to you. Just keep it. Now, I was going to say the only thing you could do to make your collection perfect was add a discount diver. But then I remembered you had the 58, and that's all psychological. There's no problems with the 58. That is a hot watch. I think it's just you've kind of
the problem with a discount diver, though, Arch, is you find yourself gravitating to wearing it when I should be wearing the sub.
Arch, can I be honest with you? I think there's only one watch missing.
What's that?
He needs like a Grail heavy hitter. I think a blue dial VC Overseas. Perfect.
Or, I would say he's a white metal man. What about a Patek 5196G?
Also, yeah, but he doesn't wear dress watches, Arch.
Yeah, I'm a scruff. I'm scruffy.
Birmingham, $2. Speaking of the universe, where does gold come from?
Tell us, Tim.
Oh,
I don't understand.
It's an inside joke.
Tim
Arch.
knows.
It's an inside joke.
I was
Tim's
literally
live
telling
stream,
them where gold came from, but they thought I was on the
It
edible.
comes from Africa. They got 10-year-olds mining it. That's where it comes from.
Before it was in Africa. Before that, Archie.
Okay.
It was in space, Arch. In case
It
you
was
didn't
in
know.
space. Yeah, it was the
Toyota Mo, $5. Super chat. Great video on the time crap, gentlemen. AC3. Don't like that phony fake ever get to you, Don. AC3. Yeah, look, I gotta tell you. And by the way, David SW's got a new code, FATSO, for another 2% off. Put FATSO. FATSO.
Is that for
No,
real?
I'm just joking.
Okay.
I'm joking.
That'd be the ultimate fake off move, David SW versus Time Crap, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I think you missed. I think you missed one up top though, Arch.
Okay, dokie. Here we go. We got Mr. 2. Okay, sorry. Birmingham.
No, before that.
Oh, before that?
Oh, we got this one.
Oh,
You
yeah,
got that
we
one?
got that one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we got
said
it.
to him, get a Steel Sports, Wind and Wear, Milgauss, Air King, Explorer 1, No Date Sub, Wind and Wear. I got it. We got Mr. 2, $5.22. Thanks, Arch. I was on his show yesterday. By the way, you can always go back to his channel and see the show because it's live. You can watch it at any time. It was a lot of fun. Had Mr. GMT on. He's a lot of fun, that guy. We had KC on. It was. Look, I'm trying to help him a bit. I can't go on every show because I got to do some work. But you know what? It was just a bit of a fun. I didn't feel like making a vid last night, so I jumped on his channel. It was cool.
So I was just going back to that other super chat about where gold comes from. So I get you have your theory about where gold comes from, but we've established on the Tim Wright show that Snow White sends the 7 dwarfs up in a spaceship, lands on an asteroid, mines it, and then brings it back to the world.
Yes, well, gold production's actually very nasty because they use cyanide to get the thing out of.
It's dangerous stuff. It's dangerous process.
Gold isn't actually the alluvial gold. That's the pieces that float around. When you're doing gold panning, it's actually you get 1 ton of sand. You use dangerous chemicals and you get a bit of gold out of it. That's how it works now. It's gold is actually one of the worst things to mine, but I love it, man. I love it. I love gold. I got to confess, Showcase, you need a Lange. You're not a Patek man. Get a Lange. One Lange.
I'm happy.
White gold.
I'm happy as I am. It's perfect.
I think
Please, just keep the Speedy. You're being fussy. Like I got to be honest with you. If I had your Speedy, I got the one you want.
Show us the man.
It's not going to make you happy either. That doesn't make you happy either.
Somebody
okay?
super chat Art so that we could get a man on the moon.
Arch, do you think a data graph would make him happy?
Look, I tell you what would make him happy. Seriously, Showcase, just man, I actually prefer the bracelet on yours. Okay, I'll be honest with you. All things aside, I think the bracelet is. I actually prefer it. Okay, there you go. I've said it. I actually prefer your bracelet. Just keep it. Just keep it. Okay, the universe brought it to you. You've got a beautiful man. That collection. I could look at this photo for hours. Do you understand? It's so content. It's yin and yang.
It is a great collection.
Is that it, James? Is that it? There is no more watches. That's what you own. That is it.
Arch, when you advised me about the Amigas, right? I told you that I had the Amigas to sell, and I was consolidating the collection. Putting the Amiga money into one F-off watch was the plan. I didn't necessarily know it was going to be a Daytona Panda, but I knew it was going to be something. And it just happened that I came across, like you're saying, the universe brings watches to you. The Panda came about. It was the right price, so jumped on it.
Wow.
Here's a good question.
Yee, 1, 2, 3, $5. Arch, what are a couple of pen brands worth collecting? Look, I got to tell you, seriously, I had a whole stack of pens. My favorite pen is actually my favorite fountain pen is actually a Parker Duofold. Okay, that was their top of the line, their Rolls-Royce fountain pen. Basically, with fountain pens, you got to have a gold nib. Anything with a steel nib is garbage. It's got to be a solid gold nib. Okay, that's probably one of the most beautiful. I've had Mont Blanc. I reckon that's one of the most.
Depends what you buy from Mont Blanc.
And I got 2 fountain pens. I tell you, I always keep it. I look at this. From my waste job, I got given when I left. They gave me a commemorative garbage can. I've actually got. I got
Any significance to that?
to wheelie bin, and
Just to celebrate the kind of crap job that Archie did there.
Garbage.
I got a pouch. I've got 2 pens. My other pen I've got is actually an old
Oh, look at that.
Cartier pen. But it's the new Cartiers are actually plastic resin. You know, the plastic. This is actually lacquered. It's metal. Nice. It's metal. So that has got one of the most beautiful nibs. I just love it. I love it. So that's a Duofold and a Cartier. I got to tell you, the Montegrappa I had, that felt awful. It was awful. And my other pen I've got a Dunhill. Look at this. This is English design at its best.
That's good. If somebody attacks you, you could jam them with that. Looks pretty solid.
Unfortunately, I did actually drop it when I was in Japan.
Uh-oh.
It's got a little ding on it. It fell out of my pocket on this Sumitaki bridge, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So that's my. It's a beautiful pen. I use that. I got to be totally.
Waterman in Paris.
Arch, what do you think about DuPont? DuPont is very good too, no?
Oh, DuPont is expensive.
Yeah, but they're top of the line. They're probably better than Mont Blanc, I think.
Oh yeah,
well,
yeah.
Depends.
Look, Mont Blanc Mont Blanc is too commercial. That's the problem with Mont Blanc.
Right.
They've gone into pens. They've gone into watches, perfume, leather goods. It's just really.
Tim, put it straight.
Hey Arch, I got a question for you.
No, the other way.
How do you feel about the Cartier letter openers with like the little watch on them? Do you like those?
A lot of them are faked.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of fakes.
They're pretty expensive on the eBay and stuff.
A lot of fakes. You've got to really know your Cartier well. Right. Be careful, okay? Be very careful. Often the box has to say Musty Cartier. It doesn't say Cartier because it's not. It's if you know Cartier. I mean, I love my look at this. Look at my bookshelf. See that there? Right. That's my Cartier book. Or you can't see them, but I've got Cartier books just on Cartier, and I used to love Cartier. You know that I really did. The brand went. You know, they became a fashion watch. Okay, but I got to tell you this seriously. I used to collect all this shit. You know what I've decided now?
This is a great bang per buck cologne, by the way, Arch. Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. It's like $30 Canadian.
Ooh,
no, $30 Canadian.
$30 Canadian.
Amazing smell.
No good for you, Arch. That's good if you're 20.
No,
it smells like bubble gum.
Mont Blanc is actually expensive here. Mont Blanc used to be cheap, but it's actually... Let me say this, seriously. You know what I used to do? I used to collect all this shit. I was like JJ, right? Now I say, how many pens do I want? Okay, so I got 3 good pens. 3. That's it. I don't need 20. 3. How many briefcases do I have? 1. I got a suitcase for me, a suitcase for the... See, I sold everything else off because I am actually a minimalist.
How many bargains do you have?
Okay? I'm a minimalist.
I can tell by your shorts.
Okay?
I can tell by your shorts, Arch.
Yeah, these are the ripped ones.
Minimal
you know?
fabric.
Ooh.
Look, I'm a minimalist. Look, I'm a minimalist, okay? So you can see by my room. Now, the truth is, right, it's a nice blue luxury carpet. You like the luxury synthetic. Synthetics. Luxury synthetic carpet. Look, I got to tell you, my hobby is watches, right? That's it. I don't want to have 20 pens again because I could easily go down these rabbit warrens. You know what? Those are the
What
wives.
about this?
That's the wives.
Is this being a minimalist? Are these for the wife, or are these just as much for you or for her?
Look, the honest truth is, those bags there, that's my Instagram, ArchieLuxury88. Toyota Mo, $5
Make
done.
sure to
Every
follow
man
them.
needs a Rolex. Does every man need at least 1 luxury pen? And how much should I spend on a good print? Look, I'd honestly buy these pre-owned. Pre-owned. I think you've got to buy pre-owned because the second-hand ones are much better value. By the way, just have a look. Just the horsey foot one. Have a look at my comment there. No one's touching me. I've been banned by Hermes. Look at this. Just read the comment there. Hermes dreams. Don't be fooled by the Hermes games. Hermes is a business, and they are here to make money. And you know what? No comments from the Hermes community. That's like, ooh, don't criticize the horse. Don't criticize the horse. You know that?
Right.
So I got to be honest with you. I think you have 1 or 2 pens. I've got 3. My wife's got 1. Actually, that Cartier is actually her pen. So I've got 1 fountain pen and 1 ball pen. That's it. I've got 1 brief. I don't think I wanted to try the best of everything. To quote the Alfred Dunhill ad, the best of everything. So I wanted to try expensive things. And you know what? I don't need 10 of them. So the hobby is watches. I sell the other ones off after I've played around with them and I've got a good one. So I don't actually want to collect other stuff. Does that make sense?
Right. I think you don't need a lot of stuff, but I kind of think of you as like counter to the minimalist culture. Like this whole like minimalism of like I'm going to take up as little space as possible and do with like just like the minimum of everything versus people look at you because like you're the guy that experiences a lot of pens or a lot of watches, and then you find the one that you like and it's like, okay, I'm content with this, but you're not about like taking up less space and
No, but I've got to tell you honestly,
you hoard and possess. It's like,
yeah,
it's a different mentality. It's like, get out of my way. Like move the F over, minimalist.
I like to see things be used by people. Like I like to give a lot of things away, like catalogs and books.
But I agree with you, Arch. You got to sample. You need to, like, life is too short not to sample what the best in life has to offer, right? So you got to go out and find in every kind of genre something that you like. You know what I mean? A perfect briefcase, a perfect pen, a perfect set of cufflinks, a perfect fragrance, perfect watch. You know, like, you need that. Every man needs that.
I gotta tell you, you know, I've been very. I really like Paul Smith cufflinks. They're not the most expensive. They're not cheap either. You sent me some cufflinks there, James.
I did.
Oh.
I love that.
I seen some naked lady ones and then some striped ones.
Yes, you did. They are fantastic. I got to be totally honest with you. I think you've got to work out. At the end of the day, you don't need 50 of these things. People, I don't unnecessarily just keep buying and buying. I think the whole point in buying let me say this to you. The whole point in buying a Rolex is it's timeless. You don't need the new model. It will last a lifetime. Mr. Grand, £2. Consolidate pen collection to hot pink twirlies. Yeah. I gotta tell you, I enjoy. I think for me, my watch collection, I'm basically content. James as well. Me and you, James, are content. That doesn't mean I can't add another one. I mean, the rules aren't just set in concrete. Oh, you said you weren't going to add it. I could add another one or another two. There's no. But I'm basically content. I think that's where you are, James. When you say that's it, I don't think that's actually right. I think you're basically content. Could we say that?
I'm in the position I'm in now is what I would say. There's nothing out there right now that I'm looking for. However, if when the authorized dealers open back up from lockdown, if I go into an authorized dealer, try something up like the Breguet. Marco, what's that Breguet that I've?
The Type 20? Type 21?
No, it's 21. It's Type 21. I tried that on in the AD, and it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Why don't you go back to the AD? Why don't you go back to the AD? Go back to the AD. Go back to the AD.
It's not that one. It's
go
not
back
that
to the AD, and you say to them, you say to the AD, I made a terrible mistake, and I've gone and bought the Pepsi. I couldn't get a Batman. I had to get a Batgirl because there was none available. Just bring it in and say, I made a mistake. Can we be friends again?
Oh.
Look at that.
Why is there no good pictures of this?
Yeah, but
that's a beautiful watch.
You know what? It's the steel is. I had this. I've had the Type 20. The steel is very, very scratch prone.
Right, it's highly polished.
The pushes are awful. They're like pushing nails into a piece of wood.
It's a cams. Isn't it a cams chronograph? Nasty cams.
I think this is a column, but on mine was a cams because the Type 20 is a bit cheaper. Okay, but you know what?
Let's see.
James, you got the Panda. You don't need to look at this stuff. The Panda is the industry leader. Do you understand that?
Yeah. This is what I mean. There's nothing out there that I am, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I've got the best dive watch ever made. I've got the best GMT ever made.
Best GMT, best dive watch, best chronograph, best wind and wear. Pontiff had one of those Explorer ones years ago. You have reached utopian happiness.
And then the geek inside, the geeky side of me who loves space, the Star Trek and Star Wars fan, which I am. I'm a proper Trekkie, proper nerd.
Now, can you be a Star Trek fan and a Star Wars, or it's one or the other? I've always wanted to ask.
I like them both. I mean, JJ, I'm
I
assuming.
like them both.
Yeah, I love them. I absolutely love them.
By the way, my auntie, this is the one who unfortunately died, she actually said she was abducted by aliens.
It's possible.
And she's got a doctorate in education. This is not a silly woman. She's got a doctorate in education. She said she was abducted by aliens and can't account for a day.
Just one? Maybe she tried an edible.
I'm just telling
Somebody
you.
slipped a roofie into her
This
drink.
is what she said. She was abducted.
You should recommend the Rolex GMT with meteorite dial to commemorate.
That's a perfect watch for her.
Tim, have you ever been abducted?
One and done.
Tim,
We
did
should
you tell
know if you've
Archie
been
about how
abducted.
they send the people up from Rolex on the spaceships to catch the meteorite?
Yes,
With chainsaws to make the dials?
it's true.
Look, I got to tell you, seriously, it's a very, very... We don't know where we're from. We don't know where we're from. But let me tell you this, okay? We're here for a certain piece of time. Do you want to pursue some things to bring you... If little pieces of metal make you happy, maybe that's not too bad.
Could be doing worse things.
You could be doing a lot worse things. And I got to tell you, seriously, for myself, I think I've basically hit...
Arch, my drug of choice is Rolex.
Favorite captain? I
Steel
like
Sports.
Picard.
Steel
Picard.
Sports.
Favorite
Jean-Luc
captain?
Picard.
Picard. I think he
Mine
was the
too.
best.
Mine too. He was
Wait,
wicked.
is that bald guy who plays Xavier in X-Men?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
That bald
Okay.
guy, that's Patrick
It's Patrick-
Stewart.
It's Sir Patrick Stewart to you.
You can't
and,
have got
you
that
know,
bald guy.
Favorite
Fancy wancy title.
favorite Star Trek fantasy? Diana Troy.
No,
Oh, she was hot, eh?
no,
She was
seven,
so hot.
no, 7 of 9 from Voyager.
Oh yeah, she was even worse. She was even better.
Yep.
She was.
But
She had
Diana
nice,
Troy has done
she had
soft
nice,
porn.
you know.
You know that apparently she did do some soft porn.
Really?
Well, actually, there's a really infamous scene in one of like there's this horrible movie that she did before Star Trek, where I think it was even
Are we talking about Diana Troy, Tim?
yeah.
Yeah,
Hold on.
okay.
Oh no, wait a
Just to
minute,
make
wait a
sure.
minute.
The counselor from the Enterprise Next
Yeah,
Generation.
The counselor.
She.
Yeah.
She's actually.
You trying to
She's
trick me?
actually.
So
No,
there is
she's
this
actually
scene
Greek.
where
she's actually Greek in real
she's
life.
being
Yes.
kind of a little bit violated, and she's been thrown onto this. Yeah. She's been thrown onto this mattress, and she was told that the director was like, she said, "Hey, can I get like a blanket to cover me while we're waiting for the scene to start?" And the director was like, "No, you can't have it." So she was she told the story to like her fans, and because she was so happy to be on Star Trek because it really changed her life.
Yes, that's like winning the lotto.
Yeah, it was so incredible, and she and was there's some horrible directors out there. Yeah.
We got Patrick used to live in a flat. Kevin V, $5, AC3 with a $50,000 budget, grey market prices. What 3 watches would you get? Let's call it up. You know, if I was in America, I would be going to.
Where
I
would you
wouldn't
go?
be going to Timepiece
No worries.
Gentleman.
Oh, God.
He doesn't like fat people. Let's go over.
Stop
I'll just
promoting
bring
my
it
watch,
up on the
Marco.
screen. I'll bring it up on the screen. I would be going straight.
I got it for you, Arch.
Oh, okay.
Arch, this is my job. You want?
Okay.
I'm good if I can't even
Okay.
pull these things up for you.
Okay. So let's have a look there. So look, firstly, $50,000. What would we get first?
Rolex.
It's only Rolex. We're only buying Rolex. So I would say, firstly, let's jump in and see the. I can tell you, I'd go for a. Let's go for a GMT first.
Black.
Sub. Let's go sub. What subs he got? See, look at that. I would have to say, really, I'd probably get a 40 mil ceramic. I reckon that's bang per buck at the moment. What's
That's
that
the one
one
to
for
get.
12 grand? Why is it 12 grand? That's cheap, isn't it?
This is a 40. It's probably
Sorry?
the year.
No
I think
date.
this is right.
Yeah.
This is cheap, guys. November 2019.
It's still 4,000 over retail. I mean,
But you try getting them. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm just saying it's a good price, but it's that's why
Yeah,
it's the price. It's still you know.
It's not cheap, man.
Is it
What's
box
the
and
one to get,
papers?
boys? Yep,
Is it
box
box
and
and
papers.
papers?
Yes, sir.
I gotta say,
That'll be good.
You don't get
Okay,
these
so
kind
that's
of
12
deals
grand.
over at
That'll be
the.
good.
You don't get these kind of deals, Arch, on that guy who's juiced to the gills. But moving on. What's next?
Okay, so that's that. Then I'd get a GMT. You gotta get a
No,
GMT. What do we
no
get?
Cellini. No Cellini.
I'd probably go for a I reckon any type of the black was great value.
BLNR.
Yes, it is.
BLNR.
Black is probably one of the
Look at
best
this.
value to get GMTs.
Get on the
Yeah.
oyster. It's good value. Look how good. Look at this.
Too expensive.
19,000.
Yeah, you got to get the black dial. He saved like $7 grand.
No. But this
Easy.
is nicer.
He's
This
got
is nicer.
50,000 to spend. He's got 50.
Right.
He's got 50. We
So
could-
12.
Okay.
We're at about
Okay.
30,000, right? We still got another
Yeah,
20 to spend.
30,000. And then what else do we get?
We
I
get.
don't think we got enough for a Daytona, have we? We could
Uh,
get a
Day-Day.
two-tone.
Get a day date.
Yeah, 20,000. You can get a two-tone Daytona probably.
Go for the black GMT and then get a better Daytona.
Right over here.
You could get a Panda
Yeah.
if you get the black one.
Oh,
That's a
not with the
great
dime.
idea.
How could you
Hold
go
on.
wrong?
Screw.
Maybe just get a 2-piece combo, Batman and Daytona.
Yeah. Man,
What
that's
else
what
do you
I'd be
really need?
doing.
2-piece combo meal deal.
And the thing is,
Yeah, I get a G-Shock for the third one.
your 50,000 would be safe. Your 50,000 would be safe.
Look
You
at this,
understand?
26,000. You get a pre-ceramic. I think this
Yeah.
is with the newer clasp. Yeah, 2015
Yeah.
newer clasp. Perfect. This with a BLNR. What else does a man really need?
100%.
What you really, really, really need.
And you'll still have a couple thousand. Maybe you can get an Omega Seamaster or a discount dive like a Tudor Black Bay.
Tudor
Yeah.
Black Bay.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
That's your 3-piece
That's
combo
it.
meal deal right there. Diver, GMT, and chronograph. Perfect, Arch.
Absolutely perfect.
And
So, Arch,
all because of David SW, David SW, David SW.
David is W.
So, Arch, I heard last night that you mentioned that you could be persuaded to buy a Daytona.
Look, I definitely could be persuaded to buy a Daytona. The problem is they are a lot of money. Every time you look at them, they go up. You know what I'm saying? I would actually sell one of my Paddocks to get a Daytona. I probably couldn't afford a ceramic. I'd go for the steel, bezel, Rolex movement if I was going to get a steel. I think that's kind of the sweet spot. I'd be prepared to get out of a Paddock to get one of those. I'd do that. I'd get rid of my 5127 to get a Toyota Mo. I sold my V Series Kermit to David SW, who paid 15 for it. Bob's Watches offered me 10. It was so easy to deal with David SW. Yeah, Bob's Watches, he really lowballs. I've heard that.
When did he sell his Kermit?
What the hell?
A couple of years ago, I think.
That's US
Oh, okay.
dollars, Mr. Yeah, that's US
Plus,
dollars.
David SW is such a nice guy too. You could literally email the guy a bunch of times with questions. He never gets annoyed. He answers all your questions. It's great to deal with.
And he doesn't make fun of fat people.
Exactly. This is going to be like Revenge of the Nerds. Remember when the nerds? Revenge of the Nerds.
I love that movie. Eh? How good is that?
Ah,
I love it.
and by the way, you know the guy with the glasses? What's his name? Lewis.
Is that the one?
I found
This
him.
is
I
lovely.
found him on YouTube.
There's a channel.
Arch, you know the whole ironic thing I'm thinking
I
about?
found him on YouTube. That he's now doing Mercedes-Benz videos.
What?
Really?
I kid you not. I found him. Not only was he a... Listen to this. Listen.
What's he under? What's he called? So we can find him.
Okay, so he's Mercedes Sauce. Just call it up,
Mercedes
Mercedes Sauce. Mercedes
sweet,
Sauce.
done.
I'm pretty sure it's him. And he was a bush
Yeah,
pilot in Papua New Guinea, which most of those people don't come back. Toyota Mo, $3. David SW, David SW.
Guys, nobody super chatted to hear "Man on the Moon." I want to hear it.
I got to tell you,
What's
I
it
really
called? What's the
love
channel
this
called?
Omega. Mercedes Sauce.
Mercedes.
Tell me
Sauce.
if that's not him. Mercedes Sauce.
How do you spell the last name?
SOURCE. Just Mercedes Sauce.
SOUR what?
CE.
SOURC. Oh, source like his.
Yeah,
like-
Mercedes
Hey,
Sauce.
he had the funniest laugh. Hey, I'll tell you what.
Is that him? Tell me if that's him or not.
I'll pull it up.
And his name is Kent, by the way, which is exactly
Oh,
what
right,
you'd
okay.
expect. Is that him?
It looks like him.
That's what I think. He's got a very successful YouTube channel going there.
It's very hard to
Okay.
tell because the picture's a little bit like, you know.
Well,
Right.
you can see his videos. He's in his videos. Have a look at his videos. You can and he just listen to him. There we go. Same glasses. He's just older in a Mercedes. This is what you'd
That's
expect.
him. Nah, that's him. That's him. 100%. That's him. That's him. You're right on the money, Arch.
And you know what? Did you know in Revenge of the Nerds, you know the girl in the shower scene?
Yeah.
That's
She's hot.
Kim. That's the girl who became Sex of the City, Samantha.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
She was also in Porky's.
Yeah. Porky's. That's going back into
That's another good movie.
Boomers.
Those were coming of age movies.
I'll tell you what, we're showing our age here, that's for sure.
Stephen K, $5. Just want to say happy Easter to all of you guys. Hope you all have a decent weekend. Round the people that matter. There we go, Stephen K.
And where the
Cheers,
bell
Stephen.
box.
Marco,
New Zealand.
Marco, if you ever want a good education, check out Porky's. Porky's is an amazing film.
I have no idea what that is.
Birmingham was more of a police academy sort of guy.
So that's cool as
I
well.
want to go to the Blue Oyster Bar with you.
Du-
Want to go to the Blue Oyster Bar?
Birmingham, have you seen Police Academy? Just out of curiosity?
No.
Sorry?
No, you haven't?
You've never seen
Okay.
Police Academy? Oh my goodness.
You've
You
never
don't, you, what,
seen
you've
it?
never seen Police
It's just-
Academy?
They just
No,
talk so
I-
much about the police academy at the.
That it was before my time. I'm more of a Super Troopers.
Oh, Super
How-
Troopers was great too.
How old are you, Birmingham, if you don't mind me asking?
I would not have watched that movie in 1984.
You got Police Academy 2 was even better, I think.
Scott
Oh, man,
Allbrand,
you
$10.
gotta get back
Happy
and watch
Easter, Arch. Great content as always. Great panel. I purchased my son's Explorer 2 from David SW. Great service.
Guys, make sure you name drop Archie, and he'll give you a discount, guys.
Exactly. There you go. We
I
got it.
can't
And he
believe
doesn't fat shame you, by the way. He doesn't fat shame you also.
I can't believe you've never seen Police Academy.
I know. Police Academy. That's classic. That's a coming of age movie.
Who was
Wait,
the guy
is
that
that-
did all the sound effects? He was the best. I loved him the best.
I mean, I've seen I've seen clips of it. I just haven't taken the time.
Birmingham.
How many of
Man,
them?
you just gotta go on Netflix, man. Netflix.
Birmingham.
Is that like American Gangster?
No,
Go
it's a
watch
comedy.
it, man. What?
Comedy.
Are you having a laugh or what, Marco?
Next, you
American
told me you haven't
Gangster
seen the
with
Eddie
Denzel?
Murphy
That's an
movie
amazing-
down in Beverly Hills. What's the Eddie
Oh,
Murphy
Beverly
movie?
Hills
Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop. Have you seen that?
That's wicked too, man. That's so good.
What?
Guys, Eddie Murphy is way
No, I
past
haven't
his
seen that.
prime. That's like
You guys-
that's like
But-
40 years ago.
That's the golden age of
But,
comedy. You guys are totally missing out. The best movies.
What
I
do you mean?
can
We have great
understand-
comedians. Ricky Gervais, he's funny.
Get
I
out
love
of here.
Ricky.
You guys, are you
I
nuts?
love Ricky
Come on.
Gervais.
Believe me, I've been around a long time, but I'm still relatively young. The 80s and those like early 90s movies, nothing's funnier than that.
Yeah, there's too much filter
Everything's
nowadays.
Oh.
so PC now.
Too many filters nowadays.
I
When-
love
when
Chevy
Amy
Chase.
Schumer-
Chevy Chase inspires like us. Remember that?
Arch, when Amy Schumer can be considered a comedian,
Spies like us.
that's all you need to know.
Do you
The
remember
best
Police
one-
Academy when the girl was in the booth, the podium, and she thought it was what's
Yes,
his name giving the speech,
yes.
but it's Lassard. That's the best part. Oh my god!
Did you guys ever watch Naked Gun?
Yes,
The ne-
Yes,
the-
yes, yes, yes.
Leslie Nielsen, right? Leslie Nielsen.
Bro, I
Leslie
am
Nielsen.
lost.
They did Naked Gun. Naked Gun, was it
2.5?
2.5? Yeah.
2.5 and then 33 and a third.
The best quote on any film that I've ever seen was in that movie, in Naked Gun 33 and a third. And he says, like a midget at a urinal, I had to keep on my toes.
That's wicked. I love it.
Guys, let's not talk
George,
about let's not talk
$2.
about Timepiece Gentlemen that way.
621 Cohen Avenue. Da 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 da. 621 Cohen Avenue. What reference is that?
I didn't see the movie. I don't know.
Didn't see the movie.
Yeah, I'm no help here.
Hey, I gotta tell you, seriously, guys, are any of you guys getting content? Like James, me and James, we're basically done, aren't we, James?
Yep.
When I say basically done, let's just clarify this. Dumb and Dumber. Thank you, EPC. I gotta tell you, seriously, it doesn't mean I can't add a watch or take a watch out.
That's the address to the Blue Oyster
The
when they
Blue
send
Oyster.
them there. Police Academy.
I gotta tell you, seriously, those birds are noisy today. Look, I gotta tell you, seriously, man, basically done. Basically done. Marco, you want, how many do you want to be done? 5? 5. Marco's 5. JJ, are you done or how? I don't know what you're doing.
I'm,
No,
I'm,
he's
a,
not done.
I'm
He's
a
got
work
new
in
boxes.
progress.
He's got new boxes to fill.
Yeah.
Tim, are you done?
More rolls.
Oh, I think if I get the Explorer 2, then I'll be done. And then I mean, I'm not. I don't think I will be adding any more.
Would you
pieces.
be getting rid of the old Explorer or keeping both?
Keep both.
I
Keep
don't
both.
know.
Keep
I
both.
don't
Keep
know.
both.
Can you
He'll sell it.
can you
He'll sell
afford
it.
to keep both, or what would you do?
I don't know whether I should afford. That's kind of ridiculous. Feels redundant.
This is when the Bernie comes out of him, Arch. This is when the Bernie comes
I
out.
love the Explorer 2 Polar. If I get, I'll probably get the black one, right? And man,
I think they're going to
Moving
discontinue the
hard.
black
How
tin.
far away from being done are you? I think
I'm,
you've got a great collection. 3-piece. That's perfect.
I'm still gonna get a couple more, but I'm content where I'm at. So I'm not like in a rush, like
yeah.
where I need to.
Well, you said it the other day, right?
Retail.
That
What happened
grifter, the grifter collection, right? The 20,000 for the shady electrician. That's your idea. I love that one. I love that. I love that.
Grifter 3-piece.
That was such a
Yeah.
great bit.
I'm kind of drifting into building like a chronograph collection. I think. I don't know why. I mean, not totally, because I still love the GMTs and dress watches, but
Yeah.
I'm kind. There's a lot of them I like. I think this new Speedy kind of
Did
set me
you
off
sell
on a
your
new path.
Breitling yet? What's happened to your Breitling?
No, still there. I still have it.
Bear Clooney, JJ and Marco and I will never be done. JJ, Marco and I will never be done.
Like, Arch, I say I want 5, but 5 is my backbone. I'm probably going to add on top of the 5, guys. Come on. Just
The only
5
problem-
watches. You can
The only
never have
problem,
enough.
the only
enough
problem is,
watches.
do you not find that the more you have, the less time you get with each watch, so the less each watch means to you?
Yes,
Who cares?
totally right.
I don't view it like that. I feel like they're pieces to the puzzle, and I put it together, and it's like, there it is. Now I got the full picture here. You know.
Mm.
I don't know. Maybe I have a messed up mentality. It costs me a lot of money, but that's why everything I do, I collect. You know.
But how big's the
£2.
jigsaw?
Great
That's the
show
question.
as usual, boys. Thank you, ABC.
Thanks,
Guys,
ABC.
you get the watches so that Fiker in finance doesn't get to wear it.
I got to tell you, James,
Ooh.
are you done making statements in that there? Because I don't know if I could handle any more. changing.
Something new will be next week. I'll fike you up a bit more next week.
Honestly,
I'll take.
how much
I'll
did
take
you pay for the Panda? Could I ask you that? What you bought that in the UK?
£20,000.
That's the going rate, isn't it?
Mm. It's a little bit under here in the UK. The UK is a bit over that, but
Oh, wait,
It
did we get
depends.
ABC Super Chat?
you see
We
them
got
for
the
crazy
subscribe.
prices.
Yep, we got that one.
You
Thanks,
see them for,
ABC.
you see them for crazy prices over here.
What do you think of it now that you got it? Is it amazing? Does it live up to the hype? What's the story with it?
It started out that I was going to buy it, put it in the safe, forget
Yep.
about it. It was never going to be part of the collection. It was just going to be. It was a pure financial decision, right? It came. I took it out of the box. I tried it on, and the bloody thing's part of the collection. It's next
beautiful.
level. It's next level. But of all the watches I've ever owned, right? Of all the watches I've ever owned, the only watch that came close to the Panda is the Batman. Well, the GMT Batman is it's beyond a watch to me. It's a work of art.
When are we going to do the video on your stolen watch? Me and you are going to have a talk about it. Me and you are going to do an interview.
Can we do Friday night? Well, for me, it would be Friday night. For you,
Because I want to pencil it in. You never. People say, yeah. It's like that song, Taxi. She gave me $20 for a $2.50 fare. She said we gotta catch up, but I knew it would never be arranged. You know that song, Taxi? You know,
No.
Taxi the song, Taxi, famous song. Taxi. You gotta know
Sorry.
Taxi.
I didn't see that movie.
I thought you were just going into a bit of a drunken rant there. I didn't really.
No, Taxi. You know, Taxi. It's a famous. Taxi was one of the. You know, Taxi. It's the song. It's the song by what's his name? You know, Harry Chapin. Taxi. You know Harry Chapin.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
SC, £5. I'm of James's opinion. Gonna love my one-day toner more than the 5 pieces.
I felt like I was on Tim's stream for a minute there. I was just.
So James, when can we do this? When? So you said Friday.
How's Friday? So it'd be Saturday morning for you.
After the show or before the show?
Is it? Well, not. If we do it before the show, it's going to be quite early for you, isn't it?
Well, I can fit you in. You just got to let me know.
Yeah, if we do it before if you don't mind doing it before the show, that'd be great, please.
Let's do it an hour before the show.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Thank you.
I tell you what I'll do. I'll make a booking in StreamYard because what we'll do is I'm not going to broadcast it live. I wanted to do a StreamYard just me and you. It's not going to be live. I'm just going to. This is how I'm going to record it.
Yeah.
Then I want to insert pictures of your Hulk. And I'm going to release it on the ArchieLuxury and the Paul Pluta channel and say, have you seen this watch? We'll offer a reward, and let's see if we can hunt it out, man.
The reward I'm going to offer is market value. Because
we'll talk about this, okay? Do you actually have the box and papers still?
Yes.
Okay, because that proves ownership, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So you don't mind discussing the serial number? Because we've got to reveal the serial number.
Yeah.
We'll get the serial number done. We'll get it out there. And you've also got to have an email address we can send inquiries to.
Yep.
And, let's do it. Let's hit the gas, okay?
Yep, cool. Thank you. Because at the end of the day, there's somebody out there who owns this watch right now, who is wearing it, they love it, they think they've got a Hulk, and it's all great. As soon as they send it in for service, and it flags up as stolen, they're going to have the watch taken off them. It won't necessarily get back to me.
So it's going to be Saturday, 8 a.m. my time.
Please.
I don't like usually doing this, but this is actually a good point. Have you maybe emailed Paul Thorpe and talked to him about the Hulk?
ABC mentioned that to me, actually, as well.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
But we're still going to do the vid. Showcase. Let's do the vid.
Triple
Let's do everything. Do everything you can. Do everything you can. Because, 100%. Man, we got to... This is a
triple collab. Archie, Showcase, and Paul Thorpe. That'd be cool.
I think just me and James. Let's just do me and James. I don't know because look, I got to be honest with you. He's cool, Paul. I can do Paul, but let's just me and you. Let's not get other things involved. I just want to do me and you. I want to ask you the story. What happened? When did it go missing? The details. We'll put it all up there because I want to get this baby back.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Because. Not to discredit Paul, but he's got a fight with Rolex at the moment. You don't want to be involved in that
The only
fight.
problem
You know
with
what I
this,
mean?
Can I just give you one idea, thinking as a criminal-minded? Let's say I did buy it, and I don't know, or I do know, maybe I'm unaware that if I send it to Rolex, you're pretty much telling anyone who has it, never send this in for service, or they're going to steal it.
You know what?
You know what I mean?
You know what? Let's just see how it goes.
But then on the flip
there's
side,
no guarantees. At the moment, we got nothing. Okay, we got absolutely nothing. So
then on the flip side of that, though, if the person's got it and think, hell, I can't send this thing in for a service because it's a hot watch, it's stolen, all they have to do is contact me, and I will pay.
Will give him.
I will buy them. It's a 2017 Hulk. I will buy them a 2017 Hulk and give it to them in exchange for mine back.
Do you really want this one back so much?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you remember, actually, it's the watch that I bought on the day that I found out I was having a daughter.
I know.
Wow.
So from a sentimental point of view, that's why I'd buy it back.
Okay. James, what? We'll do whatever you want, man.
I've even left the video on my channel. One of my earliest videos is of me getting that watch because I'd walked past the AD. My wife had gone in to buy some was it jeans or trainers or something from a shop. I'd gone into the Rolex AD. This was back when they liked me. And I was having a look around the AD, and it was actually they were putting a black Submariner date in the window and a Hulk in the window next to each other. And I tried both watches on, and I took the Hulk that very day. It was bought out of the window.
Wow, I remember that story somehow.
That was before you were giving them the finger, right?
Wow.
Oh, well before, yeah. It was after that. It was after that I ended up getting the Batman off them. I got some Tudors. I didn't really have a relationship with the AD at this point. I got the Hulk. Just it was pure. It was just in the window.
All right.
Back in the day.
Okay, so look, I got to tell you, man. Let's get that shot. We'll do that. I'll make an appointment for that. I got to tell you seriously, James.
Sorry, DC just made a point in the chat saying if the insurance companies paid the insurance, they have ownership. It wasn't insured. There was no insurance.
But
So I've not been paid out.
it kind of brings up a good point though on some of these things, and not to like defend Rolex, but there's people that like you, James, that legit gets a watch stolen, right? You report it stolen at the time. If Rolex ends up getting it, and then someone else says, no, I bought this at a shop and I paid money, it's mine, right? And you're saying, no, it's mine. Like you know what I mean? Like I had it stolen from me. Rolex doesn't want to get in the middle of that, like taking taking the item from them and sending it to you. It opens them up to be sued, at least in a lot of countries, just like in the US, where now Rolex is, getting sued because you have two people that are both claiming ownership over something. So it is kind of a mess for any company to get involved in those things.
But you've submitted a police report to Rolex, haven't you?
There's police report submitted. I've got what I don't know if it's the same over there, but we call it an incident number over here in the UK. So you've got an incident number which tracks it. So if ever I remember, maybe once every 3 months, I might ring up and say incident number, blah blah blah. Any updates? No updates. I check up maybe once every 3 to 6 months to see if there's any update. Right,
Rolex will hold it, Birmingham. They don't not get involved. They will hold it, and if you report it, they will hold it to the original owner. Yeah. And the person who stole the stolen watch will have to seek recourse to whoever they bought it from.
But that wasn't Paul Thorpe's. I mean, Paul Thorpe's big complaint was that there was one that was stolen, and the other person was saying, "No, it's mine," and Rolex wasn't returning it to him. And then Paul Thorpe eventually was like, "Okay, I'm relinquishing my interest in it because the other person probably didn't know it was stolen, right? So it ends up being changed 2, 3, 4 hands." Get sold in we call them like a pawn shop in the US, but you can have like these second-hand good shops that end up getting them, sometimes not checking them to verify if they're stolen or not, and then they sell it to some other person. So that other person would be out a watch that they didn't steal it from James. They bought it not thinking it was stolen. But companies can kind of be hesitant to get involved in those things. And then sometimes because these are also things that are insured, you get people that are committing insurance fraud. They report it as stolen, but they actually sell it for cash on the side, to take advantage of the insurance. And it's generally, it's illegal in most places, but there are people that do that. And then the insurance company has an interest once they've paid it out. Like they are the ones that end up, kind of claiming ownership for it when really the person that reported it stolen is actually the suspect in that instance.
Speaking of disaster, did any of you guys, I watched that normal guy. Oh, he's gone. Sorry.
Yeah, he had to go.
His house.
Yeah, he got in trouble, Archie. He didn't mop the floor.
I got to tell you, did any of you guys see the CNC Motors in California? They're a supercar dealer. Apparently, they were taking cars on consignment and not paying the owners for them when they sold. It's a disaster. I watched that normal guy, supercar guy. Believe you me, that can be a can of worms. And
especially in the US.
Yes. Yeah, very shady. Very shady. It's very
sad. Those lawsuits are Arch, you can get sued for anything in the US.
But he was a huge dealer. Bad. CNC Motors was a huge dealer. Like he's been on Doug DeMuro, he's been he's a big supercar dealer, and he apparently wasn't paying for the consignment stock, and it's a disaster. Tim Wright, I have to clean the house and make dinner for the wife. No worries. He's going to get lucky, guy. Lucky Tim. Tim's going to have some fun tonight.
Beta Mel.
He's okay. Look, I got James. We'll do the show, okay?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Thank you. Appreciate that.
We're back.
Look, there's no guarantees we get anything, but hey, we got to give it a try. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. At the end of the day, I feel sorry for the person that owns it. Because I think there's a 99% chance that they have no idea of the watch's history.
Yeah, by now it's changed hands, So
there's one of us that's staring at Chrono 24 right now, going, "Oh, this is a pretty good price, but no box, no papers." But all right, they have no idea it's stolen or anything.
Yeah. But you
Probably.
see, it'll have been sold with a box because they'll just put a Rolex box with it. It'll just be one of these that you see with box, but without papers.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Someone broke in your house and took this, correct?
Yeah. Well,
So it's
yeah,
probably someone on drugs, right? That just went to a pawn shop and flipped it, and then they bought a box maybe and
Probably.
reflipped it, right?
But interestingly, this was back when the watch was worth, I don't know, maybe £7.5, so maybe about 10,000 US. So it was worth a premium, but I mean, when I bought it, it was 6,600 when I bought it. I could have sold it for maybe 7.5. So it was worth a premium, but not massive. I mean, obviously, who could have predicted what they're going for now? But it's not the money. It's the watch that I want back. Because
you want the watch back, and it has it got the engraved re-heart? Is that what
yes,
the serial number?
the 6 o'clock, yeah.
Okay, so that means it'd be easier for someone to find out for you. Good thing happened to good people, James. You will get your Hulk back, Toyota Mo.
Thank you very much, Toyota Mo.
Let's do it then. We'll do it then. We'll brandy it, and it'll be fine. Okay.
That's a good point too.
Watch habit. Another reason to be diligent when buying a watch with no papers.
That's actually a good point, right?
Well, Jay Wright was saying that the law in England is that if you buy it third hand and you prove that you bought it in good faith, that there's no recourse. For they actually get to keep the watch, supposedly. I don't know how that works. It's not my country, so
I'm not sure what the law is.
Well, for example, say you buy from a dealer, right? Dealer buys it, second-hand dealer, and then you go buy it with a receipt from the dealer. Who gets to keep it?
Yeah, that's
well. Technically speaking, right? Normally, what would happen is the dealer would give you your money back, and the person whose watch, the original owner, should get the watch back. But it's very complicated because sometimes these companies don't. It depends how long ago it was. It is very, very stolen. Classic cars. This happens all the time in classic cars, like the ownership, the title,
even art. Anything collectible.
This is
anything collectible.
Very, very a tricky situation. Look, it's a very tricky. But look, James, we'll do our best for you. All I can say is, you've just got to be. You got to be. Look, we'll try our best, James. Let's not dwell on it too much. You've got an amazing collection.
Yeah.
Sometimes in life, we don't realize what we got until we've lost it.
It was a strange experience because after it, and you'll remember this, Arch, after I lost the watch, that's when I slipped into just a one-watch collection.
I know you were in a sense of misery. I remember that. I remember. Oh my God! I remember you because you were going. You were a Rolex fanboy until this was stolen, and I completely get it. I get it.
I then went on to the 114060, which Marco's got, and I had that one watch for what 6 to 8 months, something like that. It was my one watch. I wore it every single day for every.
And you sold it
event.
then, James?
Yeah, I got rid of it.
So wait, you became a Rolex fanboy because you figured that if you got burgled again, they wouldn't take it?
No. I stopped being a Rolex fanboy at that point because I didn't.
Okay.
Part of the thing I didn't like about Rolex was the attention it attracts. That was part of the thing I don't like. And I mean, no, there's very few people that are going to knock you over the head for an Omega.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of people that are going to knock you over the head for a Rolex.
Is England that bad? Seriously, is England that bad?
Some parts, yeah, some parts.
Whereabouts are we talking about? In London or where?
If you go to central London, there is actually signs up in London that say, if you've got a watch, cover it up or take it off.
Oh, right.
That's awful.
Is that every Rolex? Like, for example, the Explorer. Do you reckon people recognize that?
Do you reckon you could get away with a Cellini? Would they even want a Cellini?
They give it back to you. They say,
toxic
that's
sludge.
what I mean. Is it every Rolex?
What's this toxic sludge? Nobody wants this.
I think these guys. I think these guys who do this.
They know what they're looking at.
They probably know the watches as well as we do.
Yeah.
They got spotters. They got spotters, and then it's two guys who come. Like they'll call their guys, and then
it's
say,
like
okay,
it's like I don't know if you guys are the same. I'm guessing you are, but you meet a guy for the first time, and I don't look at the way he's dressed. I don't look at what he's dressed. The first thing I look at is if I see a watch on his wrist, I look at the watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I spot people by their watches, and so people that I know who have nice watches, I know who they are, and I might not remember a person's name, but I'll remember what watch they wear.
Yeah.
And these spotters work in the same way.
Tell me this: in the UK, like in good areas like Bond Street, they're not necessarily safe either, are they? Like the posh parts of London.
No,
are they safe?
I don't think any part of London is actually, because I think all that happens is the posh parts is where the people will prey on.
Criminals go into.
It's an easy target. Yeah.
And what
depends where you are. I mean, I've never even thought about this. Like, I've lived in like, you know, I mean, I'm not saying I lived in like the worst neighborhoods, but they weren't the best either. I mean,
but in the U.S., robbers get shot, so
I think
we don't get the same problem because it's like if almost 10% of people have a concealed pistol license, like
I see. Is that right? Does that
you get shot?
Spikes with you.
It's like Russian roulette, Arch. You never know. You go to take their watch and you might catch one in the head.
Yeah,
you know. Or the chest.
Arch, I've got a question for you, Arch. Do you get people recognizing what watch you got on?
I mean, he's an international YouTube celebrity, of course.
Besides that, I'm just being just straight up. Like,
look, I got to be honest with you. Most people, look, when I was under the radar, you know, when I was just a normal person, most people don't recognize a day. Australia is not a watch country. Singapore is different. You know, Thailand. I think Hong Kong, Singapore are probably the biggest watch places.
Because there's a lot of money though too, right?
Japan is also you see like you even see like Japan. What you see in Japan is just normal people with like a lady. She's got a Datejust, you know, the two-tone. You see a man with a steel, and it's also it's classless. Like you see like a doorman, he may have a Datejust. Right, he probably wouldn't have a new Daytona, but he'd have a Datejust because he's probably somebody who was a businessman who's fallen on hard times. So he's doing a bit of, you know, the Asian's got a different mentality. I got to be honest with you. In the field, I don't see. Look. I've only had a few people comment on my watch. People don't. Brisbane. Look. Brisbane is kind of, it's worse. Darwin's even worse. That's even a hicker place. You know.
I'll tell you the only people that recognize, say, a Rolex, for example, are people that know me. So they know what sort of person I am, that I collect watches and I'm into my watches. So they'll comment, they'll straight away look at my wrist. But for any person that just walks around, I barely get anybody noticing.
Jeff, $5. Same thing happened to me after my Yachtmaster was stolen. Just wore a Sea Dweller 4000 for 5 years. Took a while to regain the love. I get it, the love of watches.
It makes you feel physically sick to your stomach. When it happens, you can't quite believe it's happening.
Well, I can't go back into vintage because I had so many vintage Rolex I sold for cheap prices now. I don't really want to do vintage. You know,
But I think what's even worse is imagine somebody like steals it off your wrist on the street. Like you must feel so, I mean, I'm sorry to say it, like you must feel like so emasculated, you know, because men are so prone to defending themselves. And in that point, you're like powerless, right? I mean, the guy sticks a knife on you. The guy sticks a knife on you, forget it, just give him the watch. That's it.
You gotta understand, these guys are pros. They know exactly how to get you down, hold you down. There's a couple of them. They know exactly what they're doing. It's like, you know, very few people are going to get away from that. Especially when you don't know what's happening.
They don't often come after you physically. They sleight of hand. You don't, before you know it, it's gone.
Well, in the U.S., that's not what they've been doing, though. They've been coming up to you, three guys, and basically once like sucker punching you, and then they get you on the floor. Two guys are like laying on you so you can't move, and the other one's taking it off your wrist. They're pretty much getting you like you can't physically move at all.
What part of New York?
Well, this is happening
that's
around
in
the country.
California.
Yeah, it's more.
Isn't
like
that in California?
Right.
The states you can't carry guns in is where this happens.
Right. All the Democrats.
Jesus Christ. Is it really that bad? Man,
Well,
I don't
Arch,
hear about in
apparently
Australia,
in
we
London-
don't really have this. In Australia, we don't really
No,
have
we
this.
don't.
Arch, apparently in London, Paul Thorpe says like they'll pass you on mopeds, put like a knife to your leg, and say, "Give me your watch now, otherwise we'll like cut you open." You know what I mean? You have no choice, man.
It's over here in the UK. It's the moped gangs that do it. So
Mopeds.
Oh yeah, because there'll be 3 or 4 of them on mopeds. They zoom up, they mount the curb, they'll surround you, they'll get the watch off you in mopeds, they'll take the watch off you and then they'll zoom off. Obviously, they're on you and off in a matter of seconds.
Sometimes they got a second guy sitting on the back, so he'll jump off. They'll physically take it off. You jump back on, and the guy will take off.
They can slide right through traffic.
Riding 2 had a bit of a situation like that as well. So he.
With his Kermit, right?
And he ran with his Kermit, and he ran into a supermarket and just hid and just got around and they just they let him go because there was too many people around him. So but he almost got done. Yeah. So he actually had the same sort of situation. You can go back to his videos and watch that one. It's an actually interesting story.
They do that all over Europe because the mopeds are popular. They do that in Italy too. That's how they were clipping people there. They would drive up to you and would shoot you with a semi-automatic machine gun or whatever.
But
take off.
But this is one of the massive appeals, Arch, of wearing something like an Amiga, because with an Amiga, if you're looking at a Submariner versus an Amiga Seamaster, the Submariner, you are a target for that. An Amiga Seamaster, they probably wouldn't bother. And that is part of the attraction of being an Amiga owner, because you're not attracting that type of attention. Whereas these guys are spotting these watches. A Submariner, a Daytona, a GMT. They're the most recognizable watches in the world.
It's also the appeal of a
Squally.
Or a fake Rolex. You wear a fake Rolex, something with a shitter Miota movement.
I don't know what to say. I
think I saw that on TGV once. Put this video out saying people who own fakes will own a fake Rolex Submariner because they own the genuine Submariner in the box at home, but they'll wear the fake.
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've ever.
If they're going into town or in like a shady area, they don't want to wear their real.
Just wear a G-Shock. Wear a G-Shock. That's it. You have no worries.
To me, you're making yourself a target to get beaten up to save a fake watch. I don't get the logic in that.
There's no logic in that.
At least if you're going to get knocked out, you're getting knocked out for having a decent watch on your wrist.
I just can't believe this. This is ridiculous. It's see, Australia is pretty. I got to be honest with you. Even Asia, like I've been in Singapore, Hong Kong, Thailand. Thailand's not wealthy like Singapore, but I never really felt unsafe. Maybe I'm a big guy. You know what I mean. Maybe that kind of.
I'm a big guy. I mean, Arch, I'm nearly 6 foot, and I'm 16 stone. I'm a big.
What's
I'm a big unit.
Kilos, 16 stones.
I'm a big unit.
Okay.
But they wouldn't think twice about tackling me either.
See, we don't have that problem.
No, we don't.
You're only 101 kilos. I dream of that weight. I'd love to be that weight. 16 stone. That's my goal weight. Man, that's amazing. That's fantastic. 16 stone. I dream of that, man. I got to tell you, that's bloody. I don't know what to say, man. That's just the UK. It's not the. It's a lot of the. You have a lot of the excuse me saying this, but a lot of the gypsy gangs are nasty. In Paris, I believe there's a lot of there's crime gangs out of Africa who are very, very aggressive in Paris. In Paris. Have you been to Paris much, James?
Yeah, I've been a couple of times.
Is it dangerous there?
I never felt it, but then you see, I've been to New York. I never felt threatened in New York either.
ABC £2 Seiko SNZF17J1, my London watch.
I felt safer in New York City than what you did walking through the streets of London on a night.
Wow, that's crazy.
When you were in New York, did you go to the big park, Central Park?
Yeah.
How did you find that?
Big.
Big.
Yeah. Well, we went to go. We were doing like a tour, and we went to go see where the John Lennon Memorial was. The Imagine, John Lennon Memorial.
Yeah. Did you go to the Takoga building? The building he used to live in?
I can't remember if we did. We probably will have done, but I can't remember it.
You're a John Lennon fan.
No. My wife is.
He was a bit of a wife beater. You know
I was going
that,
to say I
don't
couldn't
you?
stand the guy.
He was a bit of a wife beater. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, I was never keen.
You didn't like John Lennon.
No, I'm a Bob Marley fan. Whenever we've done Jamaica, I've always gone to Bob Marley's grave. I've always liked going up into the mountains and go visit Bob Marley's grave. I love that. Because in Jamaica, they charge you like $300 for the official tour. But if you see one of the Jamaican taxi drivers and slip them $50, they'll run you up there in the taxi. And it's the best.
Bob Marley was a huge Mercedes-Benz fan. Did you know that?
Was he really? No, I didn't know that.
You know he had a Mercedes-Benz on order before he died.
I didn't know.
A 6.9.
I know.
You know,
I think he was it shot or stabbed before a gig, before he was due to go on, and I think he got shot and then he still went on, and then he went to the hospital after the gig.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was because he was doing the gig, and I forget what it was for, but it was like, and it was
ABC. It was in Playboy magazine interview. John Lennon gave an interview for Playboy magazine, and he apologized and said Yoko changed him.
There you go.
Doc,
Arch, I'm gonna take off. I've got to go.
Hey,
Thank you for
man.
having me on, my man.
Thank you,
You
man.
take care, my man.
Doc,
Take care, boys. I'll
BBC,
talk to you
Take
later.
care.
$2. You
Yeah,
understand trauma. You can't understand trauma till your watch is stolen. Because Doc had a watch stolen out of his car.
It was a Speedmaster, wasn't it?
Yep.
Me and Doc
Yep.
have talked about this before. It's terrible.
Vincent George, $5. JJ, I bought the Reverso Grand Calendar. Thanks for your perspective on it. And Archer's video from a few years back helped too. Thanks, Pontiff. No worries, Vincent.
Yes, I actually watched Archie's video a few years back when I bought mine.
Vincent George, Ronnie Paul, $5 Canadian. Arch, how much super chat to get your review comment on the Breguet Traditional 7067BB White Gold 2020 on Timepiece Gentleman's site? Hey man, usual rates. I'll do
$50
anything.
US dollars. 50
Yeah,
US
that's
dollars.
right. There we go. Anything. It's fine. I don't care, man. It's a watch. Don't take the politics involved. It's the watch that's more important. CB, $5. Pure financial decision when you buy a watch. Yeah, I used that excuse a few times. I gotta tell you, I misplaced a watch last year.
Ooh, guys, I have
remember
a
that.
secret image.
In the hotel.
I just got a secret image from an inside source. You want me to pull it up?
Sure.
It's actually quite nice. I gotta tell you guys.
Okay.
Hold on, we need some super chats. It's from Tudor. It's a new Tudor.
Whew. Yeah, I misplaced my Reverso Grand Date. I had a few personal things going on, and I thought I left it in the hotel. I rang them. Oh my God. Eventually, I found the watch.
I remember this.
And I got to be honest with you, it made me slow down, get off the roller coaster of my life. And I bought a few Birkins to fix any problems that were created at the time. Those Birker bags.
So let's see it, Marco. Have you got it?
Yeah, but
we're waiting for a super chat.
We're
We're waiting
waiting
for a super chat. Super chat. There we go. Ronnie Paul, $5. Pure. For your information, Police Academy was filmed completely in Toronto, Canada. Wow. There you go. Christopher Stone, $10. Despite what anyone tells you, Manhattan is also a place where you don't want to be showing off your luxury pieces. Things have degraded here over the past year. Okay, let's bring her up. We got a few super chats. Let's bring her up.
What do we think about
GMT 58 case. Is it?
To the sub.
What
do
is
we think
it?
about that?
It just looks like a Black Bay.
It's a
No,
gray
it's
black bay.
It's got no rivets on the bracelet, which is a good thing.
Right.
What does that say on the dial in the red?
Tudor Geneva.
200 meters, 660 feet.
I don't think this is very exciting, to be honest with you.
I never said it was a good release from Chuda. What do we think,
Kind of
guys?
boring, isn't it?
I wish to God it wasn't a black bear. I just worry that Tudor are flogging the black bear line to death.
Doc, BBC, $2. The Reverend Bob Marley was a true preacher of love.
It's where we got married. We got married, and we got married in Sandals
Buffalo
and Grill.
Soldier was playing.
Look at this.
No woman, no cry. I specifically
Maybe
asked
this
for it
is the
'cause
red and gray.
I thought it was hilarious.
Is
We
this
had
the
no
red
woman,
and
no
gray
cry
arch?
written down.
If this is what the red and grey dust means, I'm disappointed. Yes.
That's
I
why I pulled
am.
this up.
That is it?
All right? I know.
What's wrong with
I actually
Buffalo
quite-
Soldier?
I
I
actually
love
quite liked
Buffalo
it. I actually
Soldier,
quite
don't
liked
you? Showcase Buffalo Soldier.
Yeah, but the hilarious thing, Arch, is when your wife is walking down the aisle and you've arranged for No Woman, No Cry to be played. That's comedy. No, we had a great wedding. I love Jamaica. It's one
You
of my
got married
favorite.
in Jamaica.
Yeah. Sandals and a grill.
Wow. That's amazing.
Sandals and a Grill 2009, I think it was.
Wow.
I would say Jamaica and St. Lucia, my two favourite places on the earth. Love it. It'd be a while till we're going back.
Why's that?
All the COVID rules.
Okay.
I don't know if it looks like the UK is going to be put on a travel ban again for the rest of the year. I don't know what's going to happen.
You're getting the rollout of the vaccine. Is that helping?
I'll give the UK government the credit. They have done an excellent job with rolling out the vaccine. They've really. I mean, Europe's in a mess again. I think Europe's on wave 3, and the UK is opening up next week. And I think it looks like the rest of Europe's getting shut down again.
My God, that's how it goes, isn't it? I got to tell you something. Do you honestly, the watches, it becomes a problem. This is why I'm envious of people who have one watch they love, because they don't have these dilemmas that we do as collectors. See, if you just got one watch, you just put it on, don't you?
Mm.
You don't have to fake around with this stuff, do you?
You see, my wife, she doesn't really collect anything. My wife is probably what I would want to be. She's got one good handbag. She's got a Mulberry handbag, so it's not
that's a great brand.
It's not It's not ridiculous, but it's a good. She has an Amiga Seamaster, so it's just she wears it every day. She hammers the hell out of this thing. It's bashed up, and she just uses it as a tool. Everything she owns is good quality, but she doesn't need multiple. She just uses it as intended.
But an interesting thing about collecting watches and kind of like the way that Showcase sees it and JJ sees it when you get another watch, like if you have 2 kids, right? And then you have a 3rd child, it's not like your love for your kids is now divided from 2 to 3.
No.
When I get another watch, I don't feel like my love for watches actually increases. I feel like then my love for watches is now divided.
Yes.
Further.
Yes.
This is exactly what's wrong with polygamy. You know that?
I'm the opposite though. Like I look at it like this: as you have 3 kids, don't you stand back and say, "Look at this beautiful family I built."
And that's what I'm saying is I don't like love my 2 existing kids less. It's like your love for your kids now grows because it's like now I have another kid to.
Right. So your overall view of your family enhances because it's more, bigger and better.
Yes. But
That's
when
how
I get it,
my collection of watches.
And that's what I'm saying is when you get another watch, JJ, it sounds like you don't love your other watches any less. It's just like, no, your love for the passion ends up growing.
Yes.
I don't know that it does for everyone.
Right. I agree. There's 2 different ways to look at it. I'm the other way. Like I mean, if you have 100, I would say that's too many, but I don't see like getting 10 to 20 watches as I won't like them as much as 3 or 4. To me, it's like, wow, look at this awesome collection I put together of all these cool watches. But I've always been like that with everything. When I buy fragrances, I do that. When I was knife collecting, I did that. When I, bought the pry bars, I mean, I've had hundreds of them. Now I'm still down to maybe 10 that I love. And maybe that'll happen with watches. Maybe I'll get to 20 and then say, all right, what are the ones that I really love now that I've had these for a couple of years, and get down to 10 maybe. But I don't really see ever getting under, 5 maybe. That would be like insane to me to even get to 5.
Marco, you running a show after this one?
Yeah, I am.
How long you got to go for the show?
Well, I set it for 9, but we could start earlier. It's just depending on what this stream is.
Guys, I'm going to run this for another 5 minutes here. We're going to run for 5 more minutes, and then we'll cut. And Marco's got his show. I got to tell you something. This whole thing with the watch collecting, it's good to have the cogs in the brain. If we don't know the answer until we've got the watches and we feel a certain amount of contentment. I got to tell you, James and JJ, I think it's different for different people. I look back on having 3 watches. I was probably the happiest, I think, right? But it doesn't mean I want to go back to 3 watches. And I got to tell you, the strange thing is sometimes it's like I don't know what to say. When I sold that 6006, I actually feel relief that it's gone. I'm actually happy with 4 Pateks. I was thinking it was crazy having 5. I think 4 is cool. 3 Rolex and 3 other. Now I'll have to decide if and when the Pepsi comes. But I got to tell you honestly, the watches themselves there, I'm starting to feel content. I mean, look, that doesn't mean if you won the lotto, the pools or something, James, you wouldn't buy something amazing. Of course you would, but that's also unlikely. For me, I probably want to stay with the number. JJ's interesting because he's done a few other collecting hobbies. He's done knives. He's done crowbars.
Yeah,
Is it?
Well, pry bars.
Pry bars.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think you can get really caught up by having too many things. You've got to work out. Like JJ's got a nice car.
Right. I'm not a collector of cars, though. I just wanted one that I liked, and that's it.
Yeah, that's an amazing car, but you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. But I'm just saying, I never said, I would like to have 3 cars, like 1 sports coupe, 1 truck, 1 this.
No.
That thing has never appealed to me as a collection, so...
You got a Mercedes. JJ.
Just 1 nice car, and that's it.
Don't you think, though, that this is the nice thing about doing this type of YouTube gig, being in a panel with you guys and this... Because you see, meeting JJ, I didn't even know that collecting pry bars was a thing.
Oh, yeah. They're little keychain size. They're not big ones, but they're very collectible, yep.
But I mean, these scents, could you imagine perfumes were like $500? I never heard of Creed. Have you ever heard of Creed?
Only since I met Tim. I met Tim, and I added a bottle. I bought a bottle of Creed. And I've now made a bet with Tim, so I'm going to get another bottle of Creed from Tim.
Is it that good, Creed?
Oh, it is nice. Yeah,
you're echoing.
It is nice.
Bear Clooney, $2. O'Leary tried to take my latest video down. What the hell? O'Leary. What?
He mentioned he mentioned him in one of his videos.
You're joking. How did that work? Kevin O'Leary?
He sent his thugs to push Bear around, but Bear cannot be tamed, guys.
Jeez, what did Bear say?
Bear said, "Stop poking the bear."
Right.
Bear doesn't say anything to offend anyone.
Well, he just called him a charlatan, which isn't Arch. The thing is, they're doing a segment on affordable watches, and Bear says it, he says it in his video. He pulls out a rainbow Daytona and starts talking about how good an investment it is. And then Bear says on his video, yeah, I called my AD to buy 2 of them to be an investor like Kevin O'Leary. Unfortunately, they couldn't pick up the phone. You know what I mean? Like, it's so stupid.
The Rainbow Daytona. He was saying how he did
Right.
the video with Teddy Baldassar.
Right.
And Teddy showed like pretty good entry level watches, and he says like then this guy comes and shows a Rainbow Daytona that nobody could get. You know, he was kind of
Kevin O'Leary. He will do videos with anyone for $1,000. You know that? Like,
really.
yeah. Like people are spruiking multi-level marketing crap, and he'll do an intro for $1,000. He's expensive. That's why I haven't used him yet. You know, I was going to use him. You know, but he's expensive.
Yeah.
Arch, I might have another exclusive for you, another Chuda. But I don't think. Hold on, I don't think this is legit. I need to talk. I'm talking to the source, Arch. Just bear with me,
Called
guys.
him a charlatan and a douchebag. I got to be honest with you, Kevin O'Leary. I actually love
What if he
Kevin
watches
O'Leary.
the
I
stream,
watch a lot of
Archie?
his videos, but I think there is a bit of a shifty side to him. He's money hungry.
He's a cutthroat businessman.
Yeah, exactly. It's about the dollars. That's all that matters, you know. I mean, yeah, I completely get it.
I'm definitely not going to put all my my Rolex watches on a red rubber bee strap though.
No, that's ridiculous. I don't even like red on these things. You know, that looks ridiculous. But guys, we've got a couple minutes. We'll give it a couple more minutes. We'll make it till the 30 mark. Hour 30. That's a nice long show. James, it's a pleasure having you on. Can I say this to you? It's a pleasure having you on.
Yeah, pleasure to be on.
You're a really great guy. I love your collection. I gotta say, Birmingham, you're just a guy who sits there, just chimes in. I want to say, Birmingham, what the hell happened to Chris Hogan?
I've recently it's been come to my attention that someone found out about some naughty business. It's not in line with the people at Ramsey.
He got caught cheating. One dog, one bone.
What? I like Chris Hogan. Do you like Chris Hogan?
Yeah, I think.
Between you and me, I think they got Chris Hogan in because they wanted that certain demographic. Is that wrong to say that?
No, I think he probably appeals to a lot of people.
This can't be real.
God.
I don't know. He hasn't answered me, but this can't be real. I mean,
It's
look
beautiful.
at that. That's a monstrosity. What's with all that text?
This could be legit. That could be a legit one.
They go to 5 lines of text. Ugh.
Right, like
Oh,
6
God.
lines of text.
Oh, that
Jesus.
makes me sick. They better not make this. It's terrible.
I have no idea if this is legit, by the way, guys. No idea.
No, it's probably not. But well, what if it was in a Coke?
But this one looks pretty nice. I like this. I mean, we just glanced over this. This,
Boring.
yeah, it's a little boring.
Yeah,
It's a
boring.
little-
That's it. What
Whatever.
size?
I
What
tried.
size? 41? Is that a 41?
No, it's a Black Bay 58 case.
Honestly, they're both pretty boring.
Right.
Go-
I mean, guys, Tudor is no Rolex. They always disappoint.
That could be a player.
If it was in a,
Birmingham, I like having you on the panel because you've got the sense of rational. You've got a couple pieces. That's quite an amazing collection. You got to realize that. Don't ever get disheartened because you've got a very nice look. How many of these things do you really need? You got 2 Rolexes and a Tudor. That's a lot of money in my opinion.
3 to 5. 3 to 5
Yeah.
was.
JJ, it's good to have you on there. You're like the crazy uncle. He never married. That's what happens when you don't have a wife. See.
Right. He's 60, but he's still tan with a pretty nice head of hair, and he's having a good
Yeah,
time.
he goes to the club.
Yeah,
Strippers.
you wonder why he has no stress, no gray hair, no wrinkles.
Exactly.
Never-
And you got young Marco in the rising. I'm so pleased. That was a miracle. A miracle on YouTube. I don't think that'd be repeated, but just please savor that.
Oh,
Don't waste the
hard
money.
thinking.
Please get a Rolex. It's the only thing I request of you, Marco. One thing I request of you. Please
It's on its way.
put that money into Rolex. Rolex. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Marco's doing a show next, aren't you? You're going to do a show?
Yes, sir. 8:45. I said it for. Over at the Watch Cardinal.
See you later.
Later,
Put a link in.
guys.
Yeah, and James, man, let's do that. I want to get this watch found. Let's get this found.
That'd be awesome.
Okay, guys, see you later.
Catch you later, guys.
Great show.